Okay, let's just start from having a short review of what we have learned about circle. Okay, so as we know that circle is actually a like point, like a collection of points in which it's equidistant to a single point. So if I have like a circle, is it a circle? Yeah, yeah. Assume that this is a circle, and then we have like this in the middle of that circle. We call that a center point, right? And then if you drag a line, like the distance from this point to the outer side of the circle, this is what we call the radius. Okay, that's the first thing that you need to understand. The second one is if I drag a line from each edge of the circle, passes through the middle point. Let's say I have a line, so I need to use the ruler for this. Okay, like this, and it passes through the center points. This is what we call, sorry, this is what we call the diameter. Okay, so this is the diameter. So I'm just gonna write down D here. And what is the connection between the D and the R? So the D, or the diameter, is actually twice of the radius. Just remember that. So example, if I have R is equals to 10 centimeter, it means that the diameter is 20 centimeter, right? It's quite easy. Just like multiply them by 2. Or if I have another case, if I have the diameter is equal to, like, let's say it's 5 centimeter, so the radius will be equal to 2.5 centimeters, like the half of that, right? So that is the first thing that you need to understand. And then the second one is what we call the area and the circumference of the circle. So I'm going to go through the circumference first. So the circumference is actually the perimeter of the circle. Remember in grade 7, we talk about two-dimensional shape, and we talk about circumference, and we talk about perimeter, right? The perimeter is just like the distance around the shape. So if I start from here and I go like around the shapes and going back to my original place, so what is the distance that I travel? That is what we call a perimeter. The same thing like circumference. Okay, but for this one, for this guy, the circle, it has a special formula. Previously, we have like just the base and the height. For this one, we have what we call the pi. So here we have 2 pi r, or you can have pi d. Both of them are actually the same thing. Okay. So what is the pi here? We have also discussed this in grade 7, right? The value of pi is actually is not 22/7. No, it's not actually just 3.14. No, it's not. But it has a lot of numbers on the back. But we don't really need to calculate that because we have it in the calculator, right? Just remember that in the final exam, you are allowed to use the calculator, right? So please use it. It's going to help you a lot with that. Okay, so example, if I have, let's say, example, oh, I'm gonna write down the area first. Okay, so for the area, the formula of the area is just pi r square. So the area is pi r square. Okay, pay a close attention. Do not mix, do not swap the formulas. Be very careful with that. Okay, so if I have an example, let's say I have a circle with a diameter of 10. So let's say I have the diameter of a circle is equal to 10 centimeters. So the question is, what is the circumference and the area? Okay, so for the circumference, actually you can use this formula here, but I recommend that you find the radius first. Okay, so from this information, I can say that the r, the radius, is half of 10, which is equals to 5, right? This is like the half of that, which is 5. So you can use this formula and this formula here to find the circumference and the area of the shape. So if I have the circumference, I have 2 pi r. I just like substitute the r with 5. So I have 2 pi times 5, and I will get 10 pi centimeter. Okay, one more information, guys. In the question in the end semester class, you don't have to change the pi into 3.14 or 20 over 7 or any numbers. Pi is just pi. Okay, so if you want to find out the circumference, just this is going to be the final answer. You don't have to multiply this using the calculator. You don't have to do that. Okay. Okay, and so for the area, the same thing. It's pi r squared, right? So it's pi times 5 squared. And be careful. This is the one that is being squared is only the 5. So 5 squared is 25. So this is 25 pi centimeters squared. A simple fact. Okay. So this is the circumference and the area of a circle. And then let's go back to the topic here, guys. And here we go. So this is the first question. As shown from the circle, if line segment AB is 21 inches, right? Okay, so if line segment AB is 21 inches, determine the radius of the circle. Okay, so the radius, remember that the line segment AB is the diameter, right? So because it passes through the middle point, sorry, I should have right now phone here. And because we assume that that is the diameter, so which means that the radius of the circle is just half of that, right? So it's like, or just divide that by 2, 21 over 2. So you can have this as the final answer, actually, if this is an essay. Or you can write it in decimal. It is going to be 10.5 inches. It's the same thing. 21 over 2 or 10.5 inches is the same exact thing. Okay, the next one, the circumference of the circle. Okay, so one of the reasons why I don't really like to change it into decimal for this kind of calculation, because if you want to multiply something and you can cancel, just cancel. Okay, that's one of the reasons why I prefer to use a fraction. Okay, so the circumference, we know that the formula is 2 pi r, right? I can just like write this down as 2 pi and then bracket, because we know the r is 21 over 2, right? And remember that I said before, like canceling here, I can just like cancel this too, right? I can have that just 21 pi. So that is going to be the final answer for this question. So this is going to be equal to 21 pi inches. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oof. Jordan, you're 15 minutes. Thank you for always. Mine is 15. Thank you. Okay, guys, let's go to the next one. The next one is the area. Again, we have the formulas. Remember, guys, you are also allowed to see the formulas. If you want to print out formulas from Google or something, just print it out. Okay, you are allowed to see formulas. I am not going to limit you. Now, see, the thing that you cannot do is just asking for help to other people, or yeah, asking for help, or like having the same exact answer with your other friends. That is the only thing that you cannot have. Okay, for this one, you can use a calculator. You can also see the formulas if you want. Okay, so next question, guys. For the area of the circle is C is equals as C. Should be A is equals to pi r squared. So it's just like pi, sorry, square. This is like 21 over 2 squared. Again, you can use the calculator to calculate this. This is going to be 441 over 4 pi in inches squared. Okay. Again, you can use a calculator. Just calculate this and you'll get the answer. Okay, that is for number 17. I'm pretty sure that this is pretty easy, guys. Let's get to number 18. Okay, number 18. There's not a lot of question here, guys. So you can just like screenshot this and put in your notebook later on. Okay, let's go back to the question again. So number 18, we have the circumference of a circle is 110 meters. Sorry, it should be pi. My goodness. Okay, I don't have to use the pi. The circumference of a circle is 110 meters. Determine the radius, the diameter, and the area. Okay, so guys, in here, the circumference is equals to 2 pi r. And then this is equal to 110. So it's going to be easy if you want to find the r. So because we have 2 pi r is equals to Again, you don't have to use the calculator, guys. You don't have to change the pi. So because you want to know the r, right? So you only need to move these two guys there, right? It's quite easy, right? Just use the algebraic solution. I mean, the algebraic systematic way on to find the value of r, which is like just putting that to the other side. So it's 110 over 2 pi. I can just like cancel this 2 and this one. So it will be 55 over 5. So that is the final answer. You don't have to change this pi. Again, you don't have to change it. Just like this. Okay. That is for the radius. And then for the diameter, because we know that the connection between the diameter and the radius is just that we know that the diameter is twice of the radius. So which means that the radius, the diameter will be twice of the radius, which means that this is going to be equal to 2 times 55 over 5, which is equals to 110 over pi. Okay, again, like I said before, you don't have to change them to 20 to the 7 or 3.5, just like this. Okay, the next one is C. The area. Okay, the area is the same thing, guys. You can just like write down the formulas. So area is equals to pi r squared, because we know the r is 55 over pi. So this is going to be pi times 55 over pi squared. Okay, so how can we find it? How can we calculate this? Okay, so the concept of squaring here is just like multiplying this 2 times, right? So I can rewrite that as pi times 55 over pi times 55 over pi, right? Because this is a square. I can multiply this twice. Okay, so in here, guys, again, like I said before, you can use the concept of cancellation, right? In multiplying like fractions. I can cancel those pi, right? This one pi. I'm gonna cancel this one with this one. So I will only get that 55 times 55. Okay, I'm gonna use a calculator here. 55 square is equals to 3025. So this is going to be equals to 3025 over pi, because this pi hasn't gone yet. And then write down the unit, which is in meters square. And there you go. Right? It's quite easy, right? You just like put that into the formulas, you'll get it. Okay, before I continue, is there any question? Question, guys? Gak ada? Gampang ya? Pretty easy. Gampang banget. Okay, guys, so let's go to the next question again. So these questions actually I have gave you before in the exercises, but yeah, let's just review this again. Maybe it will come up in the final exam, I don't know. Okay, here we go. So from the image below, calculate the value of x. Okay, I'm gonna ask someone here. Can anyone help me? What kind of triangle is this? If I have like A, B, C here, what type of triangle is it? That A, B, C. Anyone?
Saya,
Okay.
Pak.
Ya, siapa ya? Oh, Vicky, yes.
Segitiga sembarang.
Segitiga sembarang, okay. Anyone else have different opinion with Vicky?
Saya, Pak. Triangle.
Wait, siapa dulu?
Ya, Ciara aja.
Oh, Ciara. Ciara?
Right angle triangle.
Right, why do you think it's triangle?
Because this is a inscribed angle.
Yeah, there you go. The inscribed angle
of the, so setiap yang apa ya?
Center angle. This is a center angle.
Besar sudut keliling yang
Yeah.
Sudutnya menghadap ke 180 itu 90.
Okay, thank you very much, Ciara. Okay, thank you also for Vicky for giving us your opinion. Okay, actually, yes, this is a right angle triangle, because when we go back to grade 7, we're talking about angles, right? And we have learned about inscribed and centered angle, right? So this inscribed angle is always half of the inscribed angle, right? So we know that this is a straight line, and a straight line makes a 180-degree angle. This is the inscribed angle of this angle. So it's going to be half of that. So this is going to be a 90-degree angle. So that's why this is a right angle triangle. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to the question. So what is the value of x? So another concept that we have in grade 7. Okay. What do we get by adding all of the angles in a triangle? Can someone help me?
Can I try?
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
Fira, silakan.
If we sum up the x plus 2x plus 90 degree,
Mhm.
it will become 180 degree.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so there you go, guys. So remember in grade 8, we have learned also about angle in a triangle. The sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. No matter what kind of triangle, what type of triangles you have, if you add up all of the angles, it will always be 180 degrees. Okay, so I can write this down as if I add all of the angles, which are these, and this one here. So it will add up to 180. So x plus 2x plus 90 equals to 180. Okay, so you can just like add these two because they are like terms. This is 3x. I can just like move that there. So I have 180 minus 90, right? So 3x equals to 90. So x equals to 90 divided by 3. Then x is equals to 3. And there we go. You have the final answer. Okay. So again, this kind of question, typical question, needs you to understand the previous lesson that we have, especially about angles. Okay, angles and also like inscribed angles, angles in a triangle, angles in a quadrilateral, and so on. Okay, so this is for number 9. Okay, thank you, Afira. Okay, next. Ini saya catat ya, yang jawab tetap dapat plus point, guys. Okay, next question, number 20. Okay, from the image below, calculate the value of x. Okay, so I'm gonna explain a little bit how to do this. First thing first, okay, so you need to pay attention to the image first. Which one is the x? It said that we have a radius of x centimeter. Okay, so I'm going to help you with points here. I'm going to mean points. We have like point A here. This is point O. This is point B. Let's say this is point, and here we have point C. Okay, can anyone help me? Where is the radius? Anyone? What is it? Is it the AC or is it the AB?
OB.
Yes?
OB.
Yes, yeah, OB. Why do you think it's OB? Why is it not OC?
Can I try, Pa?
Yeah. Okay.
So the OC only says the C stops in like somewhat in the middle, but so radius is like the tengah harus
Yeah, the center.
buat the center to the edge, right? And
Yes.
CO isn't in the edge, so OB is to the edge.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Kate. Okay. So there you go. You have the answer, right? So which means that it's not given to OC. The radius is not OC. The OC is that 2 centimeters. The radius is the line. If we had, I'm going to use a ruler here to make it clear. Okay, so the line of OB is going to be the radius because again, the radius is going from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. Or I also have one more actually, guys. I can connect A to O, right? This is actually is the same as OB, right? This one, this guy over here. Sorry, no. Okay, so I have AO or OA or OB. You can choose one of them. Okay, so that is going to be the radius. So this is the radius, as you can say that this is the x. Okay, so the question is, how can we find the x? Anyone can give me an idea?
Can I try again?
Yeah, of course, Opila.
Using Pythagorean theorem.
Okay, so what triangle can we use?
We can use the OCB.
OCB, okay, OCB. Okay.
Since the line of so jadi kita bagi setengah the AB line,
okay.
so it comes 5.
So which one is 5? Which one is 5?
The CB. CB is 5.
CB. Okay, this is 5 because we divide this by 2, right? Okay. What's next?
Yes. And then the CO will be 2 centimeter.
Okay.
And to find the x, since we use the Pythagorean theorem, so
Mhm.
the equation or
Mhm.
yeah, the equation will be 2 square plus 5 square equals to x square.
Okay. What's next?
We
We add them
we
up, right?
yeah, we add them up. It
Yeah.
becomes 4
Plus 25.
plus 25 equals to x square.
Then
So the square root of 29. 29 comes from the 25 plus 4 is equals to x.
Yeah.
And yeah, square root of
Okay.
29.
Okay. Another additional question. Why does the x should be here? Why can I just put like this? Why? Why do you assume that the x should be in here? I could put it in. Can I put it here? Or can I put it here?
I think because
Yeah, that-
the x is the hypotenuse.
Yes, there you go. Thank you very much. So because the x is the hypotenuse, remember guys, in a right angle triangle, the hypotenuse is always the longest side. So if I have like the a square plus b square is equals to c square, this guy over here is going to be always the hypotenuse. And we know that from my video again, guys. You can see the video again. This is going to be the hypotenuse because it is in front of the 90 degrees. Okay, so pay a close attention because it might trick you sometimes in the question, right? Which one is the C, which one is the A and B, right? So this is the method on how to determine which one is the C, which is going to be the hypotenuse, and it's always going to be in front of the 90-degree angle. Okay, thank you very much, Tiara and Dano. Okay, next question, number 21. Okay, here we go. 21. From the image below, calculate again as valid x. And I assume that this guy is also going to be using the same concept as number 20. Okay, can anyone tell me why we can use the Pythagoras formula? Anyone can try. Ayo, masa nggak mau sih plus point? Ya ampun. Ayo guys, why do you think? Ya, Anut ya? Siapa sih?
Tiara.
Oh, Ciara, sorry, Ciara. Yes, Ciara.
Because it's a right angle triangle.
Yeah, why is it a right angle triangle? Why do you think it's a right angle triangle? That's the question.
Karena ada sudut 90 derajat.
Yeah, how do you know that it is 90 degrees? Yes, Lala, ya.
Tangent line.
Tangent line, there you go. Thank you very much. There you go. This is what I call a tangent line. What does a tangent line mean? A tangent line is a line that is just like touching the circle in one point. Okay. If I sorry, I'm gonna redraw that. I'm gonna add those lines. I mean, like expand the line. If I use a ruler here, and if I make that like, there you go. Yeah. If I continue this, if I continue this line here, there we go. So that line will contact the contact point of that line with the circle is only in this spot. It doesn't have any other point. For example, if I have another line, let's say I have a line like this, right? This line contact the circle twice, which is in here and in here, right? Twice. That's why if I draw like a triangle, it won't be a 90-degree angle, right? So, but for the case of this one, this guy, this is what we call the tangent line, right? Again, tangent means that it's intersect or only have one point of contact. That is what we call tangent. So that is the reason why this is going to be a 90-degree. Okay, so let's go back. So which means that we can use the Pythagoras formula, which is like the c squared equals to a squared plus b squared. Okay, another continuous question. Which one is the hypotenuse? Ayo yang lain, come on guys, it's quite easy.
6.
Ya, kenapa? Tadi siapa Lala ya? Coba sebutin nama dulu, maaf saya
Coba.
tidak bisa lihat. Ya, Daryl, kenapa?
It's 5x.
Okay, 5x. So which means that, Daryl, can you continue? How can I write that as this formula?
So 5x equals 5x squared.
What should I put the square? Just like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, enggak, dalam kurung.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Be very careful, guys. You need to use the bracket sign. And then?
Sebenarnya 6 squared
Mm-hmm.
plus x squared.
Okay, there you go. Okay, could you help me with this one? 5x squared.
So x squared
Is
equals
it
to.
is it just x squared? How about the 5?
Oh yeah, dipindahin.
Is it?
Find the x.
Do you move it first or do you square it first?
Oh yeah, square it first.
Yeah, you have to square it
So
first.
25x. Yeah.
Yes, 25x squared. Remember, guys, that if you have this, it means that the 5 you need to square. The x also you need to square. So this is going to be 25x squared. Okay, how about the right side?
To 36
36.
plus x squared.
This is squared. Okay, now we're talking here, right? How can we solve this?
You switch places.
Okay, you switch places. So which one should I move?
The x squared with the
X.
25x squared.
Yeah, okay, so this guy going down, right?
Yeah.
25x squared minus x squared equals to 36. Okay,
Yes.
subtract this, you'll get
24x squared.
24x squared equals to 36. Okay, so from this is going to be easy, right? So we'll move the 24 to 36 over 24, and we can simplify this. 36 and 24. What do you think the number that we can use to divide both this out? Gimana guys? Ayo, cuma simplifying fraction loh. 36 sama 24 guys. Sama-sama bisa dibagi berapa?
Yang atas 12.
Yang atas 12. Oke, Arya ya tadi ya ngomong ya. Arya boleh Arya.
Oh, yang atas 3, yang bawah 2.
Yeah, okay, very good. That's 3 over 2, right? So which means that the x is the square root of 3 over 2. And that's the final answer. It's just this. Right? You don't have to change anything, just like okay, Arya, thank you. Arya. Okay, next. Number 22. Ya, dikit doang tuh. Ya, cuma tinggal 3 soal lagi. Okay, number 22, guys. So this is what we call the what do you call it? The arc length and the second area. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna give you another example first here. So let's say I want to have I have point A and point B here. Say I'm gonna make it. This is point A. This is point B. Let's say I know that this angle is 45 degrees. 45 degrees. So the question is, what is the arc length? Minor arc length. Hati-hati ya, ada minor and the major. Minor arc length of AB. Okay, so here, this is the concept, guys. When we're talking about arc length, it's just like the part of a circumference, because when I say minor arc, it means that this guy over here, from here to here, right? This guy. Kalau di pizza tuh apa namanya? Pinggirannya ya. Yeah, cuma this guy, right? So it's just like that AB. So that AB is part of this circle, the circumference of the circle. So it means that it's just like the proportion or the ratio between 45 degree with the full circle, which is 360 degree. Okay, I will repeat. Why do I use 45? Because in here it's given 45. Why do I use 360? Because a full circle is 360 degree. And then you only need to multiply that with the circumference. Okay, the circumference, we have this guy over here, right? That's centimeter for this question. So which means that I can simplify this as a 1 over 8. I can divide both of them by 45. And I multiply that with 10 pi. And I will get 10 over 8 pi. Or I can have 5 over 4 pi centimeter. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, that is what we call the arc length. Just remember that we have a minor arc length and major arc length. So what's the difference? The minor arc is the small one. The major arc is the big one. So if I have a big one like this guy, AB, it means that it comes from here and going that way. Okay, that's the only difference. The major arc is the big one. The minor arc is this one over here, right? So that's the only difference. The same thing with the sector area, right? So if I have another question, what is the minor sector area of AB? You do exactly the same thing, but the difference is instead of multiplying this by the circumference, you multiply this by the area. Why? Because the minor sector area is the area in here, right? It's like the slice of, like, if you have a pizza, something, right? Oh, the area, right? The area. It means that you multiply this with the area. So you do the same thing. We do this. You have the same exact numbers like this, but you multiply that with the area. So I have 1/8 times 25 pi. It's going to be 25 over 8 pi centimeters squared. It's just like that. Okay. Remember that if you don't have this in the option, you can just like use the calculator and find it the exact value in decimals. Maybe just use a calculator. Okay. Okay. So this is the review. So let's go back to the question again. Okay. From the image below, if the I think we have the same question. Yeah, I think we have the same question. Yeah. From the image below, if the diameter is 10, calculate the radius, the circumference, the minor arc AG, and then the major arc. The only difference is that the angle is 120, right? And the question here is the minor arc and the major sector. Okay, so we have done with the radius. We know that the radius is half of the diameter, so which means that the radius is just 5 centimeters, right? And then the circumference, we have also done that. So the circumference is 10 pi. Remember, you don't need to write down the, you don't need to change the pi, just pi. And then for the minor arc in here, guys, so the minor arc is this guy over here, right? Minor arc of G8. So which means that we only need to see what is the angle in here for the for GH. In here is to have 120, so it's 120 degree divided by 360. Again, why we use 360? Because a full circle is 160 degree, and when we find the area, the circumference, we're using 360. So, which means that you only need to multiply this with 10 pi, right? Because the 10 pi is the circumference. And I can simplify this. I can like cancel the 0. I can like divide both of them by 12. So I will get 1/3 times 10 pi and equals to 10/3 pi centimeter. And there we go, right? It's quite easy. Okay, the next question. Okay, pay a very close attention. This guy, this question B, the one that is asked is not the minor, but it's the major sector. So the angle is not 120 degree, but it's the angle in here. Okay, can anyone tell me what is the angle in here? Let's say I have X. Anyone? Yeah, siapa? Arya, silakan.
It's 360 subtracted by 120.
Okay, equals to?
240.
Yes.
Yeah, 240. Thank you, Kay. Okay, there we go, guys. So that is the angle here. Just pay close attention to the question, okay? Whether it's asking for the minor or the major. In here, which means that this guy, the angle of the X there, is going to be 240 degree because we only need to subtract 360 by 120. Okay, so here, guys, you have the major sector is the same thing, 240 over 360. Again, why do we use 240? Because it's asked for the major sector, or this angle here. And then this 360 comes from the whole circle. The full circle is 360 degree because it's talking about, it's asking about the sector area. So you're multiplying that with the area. You know that we have found the area before. What was it? I forgot. 25 over 8. No. It's 25 pi. 25 pi. So it's multiply that with 25 pi. 25 pi. Yeah, 25 pi. 25, sorry. Oops. Okay, 25 pi. Okay, so again, we can simplify that 240 over 360, just cancel the 0 and divide both by 12, you get 2 over 3, and just multiply that, you get 50 pi over 3 centimeters squared. Okay, remember, you don't have to make this into decimals, and if you have a fraction, just write it down as fraction. As long it is the simplest form of fraction, it will be fine. Okay. Okay, 2 more questions actually. This one is quite easy. I mean, it's not that hard. And the next one for number 23. Here we go. I believe that you have learned this with Bunila or Budia, and I don't know how they tell you how to find this, but in my perspective, this can be solved easily by using the Pythagoras formula. Just by finding the what do you call it? The right angle triangle. Okay. Okay, so I would like to ask you, when you're learning with Budia Bunila, how do you solve this? Or haven't you? Udah belajar ini kan ya? Okay, anyone can give me an idea on how to solve this in an easy way? Oh yeah. Okay.
From
Yeah.
what I learned, it's is it AB or so? It's like square root of PQ square minus R1 minus bracket R1 minus R2 bracket square.
Yeah. What do you
equals
think?
to
Equals
AB.
to
AB, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, okay. Equals to AB. So this is by using the formula, right? But where do you find the formula? Where do you get that from? That's the question. How can we relate this to the image? That's the question. Okay, can you see that? Actually, I can rewrite that like this, right? Right. This is like it's very similar to a Pythagoras formula, right? If as like a squared equals to c squared minus b squared, right? So it's actually is a very similar. Why? Because it is actually a right angle triangle. So I'm going to show you where the right angle triangle is. Okay, so here we go. So if you see it in here, previously, right? You know that line AB is what we call the tangent line, right? So which means that they're going to make a 90-degree angle. What if I move that? I'm going to use the ruler here. We know that this PQ is like a horizontal line, right? What if I move that here? Okay, I'm gonna make a straight line here. Use red, maybe. There we go. And there we go. You have the right angle triangle. I'm gonna make another point here. Let's say I'm gonna name this with C. Point C here. Okay. Can anyone spot the right angle triangle that we're talking about? What is it?
ACB.
ACB. Yes, very good. Okay, that is where we have the ACB. Okay, without memorizing the formula. Okay, I'm not going to give. I mean, like, if you memorize the formula, that's fine. That's good. But if you can't memorize the formula, you can use this concept. Okay, so the first thing you do is to find a right angle triangle. Where can we get that right angle? Oh, just by moving that PQ there. It's going to be the same, right? Let's say I have PQ because I know that PQ is 26, right? So if this is 26 from P to Q, from C to B is also going to be 26. Okay, so we know that we don't know the AB, right? We don't know the AB. We want to know that. Let's name that with X. Okay, so if I drag another line, so it means that I'll set because we know, oh, CAB, but okay, I'm gonna draw another line, which is from here to here. Okay, so let's name that with something else. Where do you think we can find that AC from the information here? From the other
It's AP minus BQ.
Yeah, AP minus BQ. What do you think it's like that? Because we know that, okay, we know that AP is 17, right? From here to here is 17. From here to here is 7. Right? So, tadi berapa Dero? Gimana?
Apa hasilnya?
Yeah, yeah.
10.
10, right? So this is going to be 10.
Why is it 10?
Why is it 10? Because you know 10 plus 7 is 17, right? Yeah, I need not to scale, yeah. Sorry, it's not to scale, yeah. Not to scale. Yeah, tapi the concept is like that, yeah. Jadi when you say, oh, that is a right triangle, I can just like, oh, I can just like draw it like this, right? And this is like X, and this is 10, and this is 26. Can you use the Pythagoras formula for this? Of course. Which one is the C, guys? Which one is the C, the hypotenuse?
The 26.
The 26, thank you, Avira, right? So I can rewrite that as 26 squared equals to x squared plus 10 squared, right? I can use this. So I can rewrite that as x squared equals to 26 squared minus 10 squared. That is where you get that formula that you have previously. Yeah? What do you get this 26? From this one, this guy, PQ. And where do you get 10? By subtracting these two radius. This is radius 1 and this is radius 2. But again, actually, you don't really need to memorize the formula. I myself, guys, saya nggak hafal rumusnya ya. Let me sing this ya. So there you go, guys. So this is how we get that formula, yeah. Tapi if you prefer to use a formula, it's fine, absolutely fine. Okay, so you only need to calculate this. Okay, can anyone calculate this for me? I think it's going to be a whole number. I assume it's going to be 24. Is it 24? Can anyone help me with the calculator? 26 squared minus 10 squared. I actually have a calculator.
It's 24.
Yeah, 24. Yeah, thank you. Just to make sure, I'm just going to write down here. 26 squared. Oops, sorry. 26 squared, and then minus 10 squared equals to. Here we go. 24. Okay, remember, guys, use the calculator. And there we go, we have the 24. What is it, this 24? The 24 is the AB. So again, guys, because this is like a, yeah, you need to write down a conclusion also, which means that the length of AB is going to be equal to 24 centimeters. Okay, so there you go for number 20. Okay, number 24, actually it's pretty much very, very similar. Do you see the difference? What's the difference? AB is also a tangent line. This is like,
Kalau yang 23 dikurang, yang ini ditambah.
yeah, kenapa ditambah? Kalau tadi dikurangkan because we know that, oh, we want to know this length here by subtracting this two. How about this one, Jana?
Karena garis AB-nya ke dalam.
Karena
Mungkin.
garis AB-nya ke dalam. Ya bisa juga sih.
Because if we draw plus AB plus QB. Jadi kayak dibuat.
Which one do you need to move? Yang mana harus kita geser? Ya, silakan, Abi.
AP tambah QB, Pak.
AP tambah QB. Yes, thank you very
QB-nya
much.
digeser, Pak.
Yes, QB. QB-nya digeser. Oh, QB-nya geser ke kiri ya? Oke. Thank you, Abi. Yes. Actually, you can have a lot of ways how to do this, right? Abi said that, oh, I can move this BQ, right? QB. And then you move it here, right? This is like BQ, this is like Q, right? So you can just like draw another line in here. Can you spot the right angle triangle now? There you go. Okay, so why do you
Maksud
add
saya
it?
sih di bawah P-nya sih, Pak.
Oh, the moving. Yeah, udah sama aja kan. Yeah, okay, guys. So this is like, oh, from here to here is like the R1. Oh, from here to here is the R2. That's why we're adding, because we want to know the length of this guy. So by adding those two radius, right? So this is where you get that. Okay, so by using this picture, this right angle triangle. So what is the length of AB then? AB is like from here to here, right? This is AB, the same thing. Let's name it X. Okay, anyone wants to try? How do we find the length of AB? Ayo guys, last chance. Lumayan loh, ini plus poinnya buat PAT loh guys. Oh my goodness, PAT. Gimana? I'm gonna help you guys. This is the X. This is the R1 plus R2. And this is the PQ. Bagaimana guys? Ini yang masih adem ayem aja nih. Siapa nih? Kristi deh. Saya mau nanya Kristi. Kristi, what do you think? How can we find the X in here? We have all the information here. We have this guy, and this guy. Halo? Ya, Kristi juga nggak nyaut. Ya udah deh, biar cepet ya guys. So, and here guys, which means that R1 plus R2 is just like adding those two radius. We know that the radius is AP and BQ, right? AP and BQ is 18 and 12, right? If we add them up, it will become 30. 18, I'm gonna write that here. So this is like 18 plus 12. This from here and from here. Okay, and then the PQ is this guy. So I'm gonna use other color here. Oops, sorry. This guy. 34. So this is going to be 34. So if I rewrite this as if I add that, it will become 30. Okay, we do the same thing, guys. Again, remember that you please be careful not to swap the hypotenuse with the other sides. And here the hypotenuse is 34, so which means that I can write down as 34 squared is equals to x squared plus 30 squared. Or I can write down as x is equals to the square root of 34 squared minus 30 squared. Okay, can anyone help me with the calculation? Calculator, please. 17, 15.
256.
Yeah, so what is the square root of that?
16.
16, thank you. Yes, there we go. And there you go, you have the value or the length of AB. So again, you need to write down as a conclusion, AB is equals to 16 centimeters.